So this week, we talked last week about heating and our heating options. What do we have? Either you're gonna burn something, it's combustion, either wood, gas, fuel oil, heat pump, which is refrigeration cycle, or you're going to use heating coils. So those are the options we have for cooling. Cooling is different. There are many options to do cooling, and the temperature overall is increasing globally. So a lot of places that did not have ACs now are thinking about ACs. I get calls from people from San Diego trying to set an AC. San Diego is the one place that you would never buy an AC. Now people are putting ACs because they'll get more hot days than they're supposed to. Similar way to here, people who had heating systems thinking of putting cooling because it's becoming really hot for longer time than they used to. So for heating and cooling differences, there are differences. One of them you know very well is for cooling, we have to account for people, appliances, and light, because this will add your cooling goals. Heat gain, where do we get most of the heat gain? Huh?
Light.
No, the sun. Sun is the main reason for heating gain. If you have a cloudy area, probably you hardly ever need an AC. It's cloudy, and it can be up to like 80. What is it? What is the temperature today? 61. In the summertime, you can get up to late 70s. During the cloudy day, what might kill you and make you feel uncomfortable is humidity. So the humidity will make it a little bit tougher, so you might need a dehumidifier, which is basically an AC. But most of the heat gain comes from the sun. Sunny areas can get really hot, up to like 110, 120. In Arizona, it gets up to 115. Arizona is very hot. Florida is hot and humid, and there's a difference, big difference between humidity and dry heat. People say, no, heat is heat. No, it's not the same. Completely not the same. It feels different, and one of them is more tolerable than the other. Reflectivity. What do I mean by that? The color of your house, the color of your roof makes a big difference. If you go to Spain, middle Mediterranean areas like Greece, Spain, southern Italy, what color are the houses? Completely white. At least the same way they go with bright colors because it reflects the sun, and that makes a lot of sense for reflectivity. And here we have roofs colored with what? What color?
Black.
Usually black or dark brown. Why? Melt the snow. You need that to melt the snow so it will fall off. The walls are not the same. The walls are very reflective. They're white because you don't need that to melt the snow. So that's another thing we have to think about. If you go, for example, to the Middle East or India or China, what is the most popular color for cars? White. Well, you have a lot of white Suburbans and white cars in there. The car value increases if it's white because it's going to get hotter. You get into the car, it's completely looking off. Nobody wants to buy a dark colored car because it draws a lot of heat from the body and from the roof itself. Some people, even if they have a dark colored car, they will put some upholstery on the top, white colors of roof. And it's completely understandable. If you wear a dark shirt and you go outside in the summertime, you'll feel very, very warm. So that's reflectivity, the thing that will reflect light and heat. And mostly we're thinking of infrared waves. Landscaping. I'm going to invite Tom Smith from landscaping to talk about landscaping, probably either next Friday or maybe Wednesday. And he will show you what is the role of landscaping when it comes to heating and cooling. Besides aesthetics, it completely has a very active role in changing the temperature. What would you think the temperature difference between the shade under a tree and shade in the world? Degrees.
20 degrees.
Huh?
20, 30 degrees.
Between 20, from 10 to 20 degrees difference. And why is that? Because of something called evapotranspiration, which is the tree soaking the water from the ground and evaporating through the leaves. And what happens when you evaporate things? What kind of heat? latent heat. So you're soaking up a lot of latent heat from the animal. So if you guys hike, probably if it's 80 or 90 outside and you're hiking in a trail, it's much cooler. So that's why it's good some activity to go in the woods. Awning is a very good method to block the sun. It's very common in sunny areas, mostly like Florida, Arizona, Texas, and it provides a direct shade on the window. So you get some visible light, but you also block the infrared lights. So this is the thing about cooling. It's very variable. So two houses in the same neighborhood can have different cooling load completely, up to 50 times. That is huge. If the sun is hitting your house the whole time, it can be 50 times hotter than the other house. That is large. Proceed?
No.
So, two houses in the same location, 50 times in the book. Please verify. Maybe I misread that, but it's a lot of. So if you have one house with 1,000 BTUs and 50,000 BTU required for the other house. Cool. Why is that? Where do you put your windows? How is the sun heating your your house? The colors of the house, ventilation of the house, material, a lot of things that go into the house window to heat faster. And you probably have noticed that in the summertime, even though it's overall hot, but once the sun starts to take place around like 9 or 10 o'clock, it gets hotter rapidly. The sun is very strong, and in the northern hemisphere, or maybe in the northern region above the tropic Cancer, the sun has different kind of rays, and if there's not a lot of suspension in the air, if the air does not have a lot of humidity or suspended particles, the sun rays are much stronger. If you go to a place where there's a lot of dust, the dust blocks out the sun rays. For example, in some places in North Africa, having solar panels is not effective because those have a lot of sand and suspended particles in the air that will block the sun rays. But here in New England, the sun is very strong because it has really good visibility. You can see further. Sometimes the visibility here in the air is around 50 miles. You can see 50 miles. Okay. So because there's not a lot of suspended particles. The trees here filter the air more. So there's a little more filtration. The air is clear. That's good, and also it provides us with a lot of sun heat. Tree shades, that's a very important part of having to have trees that will give you some shade. Again, we said the shade under the tree is different than the shade under a wall. The tree will provide a cooler shade. Nighttime ventilation. How do you ventilate the house? Is the house going to be heated and become a hot box with no ventilation, or does it have really good circulation of air coming inside and outside? What is HGC? Solar heat gain coefficient. So that's something you have to pay attention to. If you have large windows, you might want to consider solar heat gain coefficient. We talked about that in windows and doors, and that is important because sometimes a window as big as this door in the south side of the house can make the first floor completely hot. The intensity of how rapid the sun can heat a room is significant. In the summertime, again, you lock your car, you do not vent the windows, you go for the stop of 10 minutes and come back and the car's completely hot. Just from two or three windows or a windshield. Low humidity helps cooling, but not heating. So if we have low humidity, it will help us when it comes to cooling. Why? Because when we have humid air, the AC is going to work harder to condensate the water than to add some sensible heat. So if you have an AC, a room with the same BTU requirement in New England will require less cooling power than a room in Florida. So, and that's why usually in a basement, for example, you do not need an AC, but you need a dehumidifier to take all the humidity out. If you have a humid day, probably the AC will be working harder and need more BTUs to counteract that humidity. So energy used for ACs is in the north region of the country. Single family, multifamily, and multi-home. Let's talk about single family here. That's kilowatt hour per year. If you have a room AC, room by room AC, and if you have central area, you will consume more power. In the south, it's very significant because you have more hotter days than cooler days. So think of the energy consumption. However, even though we don't spend a lot of money on cooling, we spend way more money on heating. Winter here is very brutal. The month of January is very tough, and we can't even use heat pumps in the month of January because the efficiency of heat pump will go down. When the temperature approaches 0 or 10 or even -10, -20. Yes, it will perform, but it will be very efficient. So, solar radiation on the northern hemisphere, the winter and the summertime. If you notice here, the sun is always going to be rising. We'll be always in the south side. If this is the south, the house, south side will always have sun going on. And the west side, where you need, is that west or east?
No, yeah, north and south is on the back side of the house.
Huh?
South is on the back side of the house.
That's the south?
Yeah.
That's the east.
Yes.
So you want your windows to be in the north and east. Because east, the house is already cool during the day.
Yeah.
So by the time it goes up to about 10 o'clock here, when it's really the hottest, it's already past the east. The west side is going to be lit with sun for at least 4 or 6 hours, so you get a lot of sun. So you want the windows to be in the you want the windows to be in the north side and the east side. East and north, that way where the windows will get a lot of light and you don't get a lot of direct sun radiation. And if you see here, they put trees on the west side and the south to provide some constant shade for the house. So you want constant shade. And again, our time usually from 10 a.m. till 4, where you have the most sun radiation. And if anybody plays sports outside, we always tell you you're going to get a lot of vitamin D and be exposed to the sun. They go after 4 o'clock or before 10 o'clock. They get a lot of light, sunlight, a lot of the heat, ultraviolet infrared. So from 10 to 4, that's really the hot time, which is around when the sun is here all the way here. That's when you get a lot of the sun radiation. So you want to expose your north side, the east side, and shade the west side and the south side of the house. And again, we said most of your heat coming in the summertime is from the sun. The sun will heat the ground around your house. It will heat the air, and it will significantly heat your house. So some heat is a combination of air temperature. The air is hot, between 70 and 80, sometimes 90. Radiant temperature, that's radiation from the sun. The sun hits the surfaces. The surface start to reflect back. Like, would you think that the temperature in downtown Springfield different than Indian Orchard? Yeah. At least 5 or 10 degrees hotter. All this solid material, all these buildings, the streets are absorbing the sun heat and they are reflecting back. The temperature on the pavement probably around like 90 or 95 or 100, so it's reflecting back. And if you go to the highway in the summertime, I don't know if you can go out here, if you see that, you see the hot air rising. If you look at your car roof, probably the heat is rising, it's heating the air rapidly because the surface is getting hotter. One of the methods also of heating swimming pools for free. You put now they put the bottom dark color to absorb the heat. You can heat your pool in the summertime quickly using sun rays. They also have some kind of shield that you put until the pool is hot and then you take it out. So some kind of mat. You put a black mat in your, or dark color mat in the swimming pool to heat the pool faster. And in the night time you can cover that. So radiant temperature, and also humidity. So the sun is hitting a lot of bodies of water, and the water gets hot. Depending on the pressure, At that time, the evaporation will either increase or decrease. That's why some areas are more humid than others. It's really the pressure, what is the elevation of that region in comparison to the ones around it. So it's humidity, precipitation, it's a function of pressure. So would you think that rainy day will be low or high pressure? Rainy day.
The humidity is up.
Huh?
The humidity is up, so.
Yeah,
that will
the
make
humidity
it-
is up, but it's not going to rain until you have low pressure. That's
Right,
when you start
so we'll
kind of
do low
see.
pressure.
So thunderstorms, low pressure will cause the precipitation to take place. Humidity. So that has a lot to do with the bodies of water and what is our humidity. And we know that water boil and start to evaporate at lower pressure. So lower pressure areas will always cause a lot of condensation. Air movement. The sun hits two surfaces with the same radiation. One of them will heat faster than the other. So when you go to a place like Boston, when you're near the ocean, you're always going to have some kind of wind around sunset because the solid state, the earth is, the land is cooling faster than the ocean. So you're going to have heavy air coming from the land into the ocean and vice versa. Two areas, two regions exchanging heat, and we said like hot air is lighter than cold air. By doing so, it will move from one location to the other. So this is me playing tennis in the summertime. And at that time I'm sweating and I have evaporation, radiation, and convection. And one day, I'm not kidding you, I was playing too hard and my playing partner, he saw like smoke coming out of my head. That was evaporation. Actually, it was a very low pressure day.
Sounds like allergic heat stroke.
Yeah. I don't play in the sun, this is during the night. So yeah, evaporation. First your body is evaporating sweat and that starts to cool your body. And your body has a film of air on it stuck. So if you have a fan, probably that's pushing that layer of your body to move and replacing with another layer. Probably your body's at 100 or 97 and the air around 85, but you still feel hot. So relatively speaking, 80 degrees is better than 90. Radiation, your body's radiating, any hot body will radiate. And convection, hot air will rise, be replaced by different air. We'll talk about that again next class. Did you know?